Hey guys, so today we're going to be breaking down Zenkai Yellow Nova Shenron. And I think probably the only other thing we're getting this week is the PvP equipment. I don't think there's going to be anything else unless they surprise us with like a surprise unique equipment or something. We just have PvP resetting, co-op is not resetting, we're not getting a new Awakened equip this week, so yeah, I mean, it's just going to be Nova Zenkai Awakening and PvP equip, I think. Let's start with Nova Zenkai. By the way, I'm not exactly keen on staying up until 5 a.m. to do the showcase on Nova. So what I'll do is I'll just, whenever I wake up, I'll record. So, normal time. All right, let's take a look at his stats here. Remember, this is with Arts Boost, so nothing too crazy, it looks like. Just around 281,000 to strike attack, and high 180s / low 190s to defenses, which is, kind of par for the course when it comes to Zenkais. Normal strike, normal blast. I don't even have his kit pulled up just because I expected it to be completely different. Because this is an old character. This is a 3rd anniversary character here. Blue card is a ranged blue. This is the burst attack, massive damage, special move damage plus 30%, and cancels normal conditions on activation. Okay, have we ever seen this before? Cancels abnormal conditions when he uses the blue card? Huh, that is not common. On hit, draws up to 3 cards if hand has 3 or fewer, cancels enemies' attribute upgrades. The barrier is actually a pretty good green. There are a few characters that have barriers like this. Purple 17, the really old one. There is Yellow Bojack has this. Green Buhan has this. This is actually, I think, historically, I feel like these kind of like counter where you can combo into barrier cards. These are actually like decently good. Okay, so yeah, you nullify arts cards and then comboable, and then this gives you a special move, 50 key, 30% damage, and then the next blue card does 30% more damage. Okay. Nothing insane, but again, I think these are pretty useful, so I'll take it. Main ability. This was always kind of like the unique aspect of this character. We'll see what they did here. So it draws a green card, which is the barrier. 50 key, gets his vanish back. 20% damage, draw speed, prevent ally switching, destroy entire enemy hand, and then prevent all enemy switching. Yeah, so this is kind of like the this is kind of like the EX Captain, for whoever is going to get this reference. This is the EX Captain Ginyu mechanic, where you not only lock the opponent in, but you also lock yourself in. Okay, I mean, yeah. He does this, and then he gives himself kind of the advantage because you're destroying your entire enemy's hand, and you are getting your advantage back on this. Again, it's kind of just like whoever gets the coin flip on priority is going to benefit from this. So this might not even benefit you. I feel like the best time to use this is when you already have priority, though, with this, right? So you start a combo on somebody, and then you go into Nova, and then you continue the combo with this up. And this is, it's not like you're increasing the enemy sub count by 10. You are actually inflicting no switching. So, no switching's pretty powerful, but I just, no, unless they give Nova, what they could give Nova that would make this really crazy is endurance nullification. If they give Nova endurance nullification, now we're talking. But I doubt it. We'll see. So the Zenkai ability is for Yellow GT, which is, not too great. There's not really a good Yellow GT character. We have the Free Rildo, who's wouldn't really consider him to be a competitive character, but yeah. Starter ability, 150% damage, 130% damage guard, 40% to key recovery, and then protect Dragon Balls for 40 counts. I don't know, for whatever reason, they just are really scared of giving Zenkais, like, high numerical starting abilities. I'm not sure why. Like, these are all, even the key recovery is low. Even the 40%, like, that is low. 40%? That's low. We need, like, 80%. Alright, first unique ability is on battlefield entry, 10% health, 30 key. Also, per Dragon Ball, he's getting 20% damage up to 80%. So that's, I guess, 40. If you have 4 Dragon Balls, you get the maximum amount. Damage guard, plus 10% up to 40%. So that can give you a maximum of 170% damage guard, which is still low, even if you have the maximum amount. Strike arts cost -1. And that has no cap. Okay. Also, if at least one other ally battle member is GT. Oh, there's the key recovery. I was going to say, dude, they only gave him 40% key recovery. What the hell? Okay, there's the remaining key recovery. 50% key recovery. Vanishing gauge recovery plus 30%. Nullify special cover changes for 5 counts. That's good. Cover null for 5 counts. Again, it's not as long as it used to be on these characters, but the fact that he just has this on entry is good. Okay, so he can get 80% damage here. That bumps him up to 230 damage and 170% damage guard, and then 90% key recovery. Like, it's still low, right? I mean, you take a look at modern characters, that's still low. It's still low. Based on timer counts while on battlefield. Okay, here's him getting some more stuff here. 2 elapsed, damage plus 30%. 4 elapsed, draw speed plus 1, 7 elapsed, key plus 50, and strike damage plus 40%. Okay, this right here is one of the worst mechanics in the entire game. You know what this is? This is the red Piccolo Jr. mechanic. One of the reasons why Piccolo Jr. was so underwhelming on release is because his card draw speed was tied to him being on the battlefield for a certain number of counts, which is terrible, right? You're comboing with the character, and in order to get to your card draw speed, guess what you need? Card draw speed. So if you don't have card draw speed to get the card draw speed, it's worthless. So I really hate this mechanic. I really hate you needing to be on the battlefield for a certain number of counts to get card draw speed. Because he doesn't have any card draw speed, right? He doesn't have base card draw speed anymore? Yeah. This is his only card draw speed. That's it. Just here. He's getting more damage and then more damage. So I mean, if you have 7 counts elapse with everything up, so you're getting 150, 80, which is 230, then you're getting 30, which is 260, and then 40, which is 300. So he's getting 300% strike damage. But you have to have all of these conditions, right? You have to have 4 Dragon Balls, and you have to be on the battlefield for 7 counts to get 300% damage, which is about how much damage characters have when they enter the battlefield anyway. Right? Even free Rildo. Like, you know what? Let's just take a look here. What does free... Let me just sort by GT here. What does free-to-play Rildo have, right? Because we could just take a look at this very easily. Where is he? Free-to-play Rildo. He's got 250, and he's got 20% strike, and he's giving 30% support. So he's got 300% damage off the bat. On the other hand, Nuova Shenron has to have those conditions fulfilled to get 300% damage. Now, granted, I know that he's a ZENKAI character who's got slightly higher stats, of course, but... still, right? I mean, like, why are we restricting all of this behind all these mechanics? 7 counts have to elapse, and you need to have 4 Dragon Balls just to get the same amount of damage that a free character has just for entering the battlefield. All right. On Strike Arts hit, he draws a Strike Arts card. Gets a Dragon Ball. Okay, that kind of reminds me of, like, Tambourine. Enemy damage received plus 15%. That is stacking. I wish that was all enemies. Enemy health restoration minus 20%. When hit by enemy strike/blast arts, next activated special move damage plus 10%. Enemy strike/blast arts power minus 15% once. So you're telling me they want you to take 5 hits with this character to stack up your blue card damage? Are we just assuming he's not going to get like 2-shot? Is that what we're assuming here? Also, you want to get hit when you have the green card so you can use the barrier. That's not going to count towards this, right? Because you're not technically getting hit by this. On battlefield entry with 7 Dragon Balls, 3 times, draws up to 4 cards if hand is 3 or fewer, health plus 10%, key plus 70, remove Rising Rush Seal. Okay, yeah. Removing Rising Rush Seal is not, I don't think, super valuable right now. It was recently, right? Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Ultra Majin Vegeta both sealed your Rising Rush when they used their main abilities. Unfortunately, those characters are no longer, I would consider, to be competitively viable. So, like, what character right now that's competitively viable is sealing your Rising Rush? Nothing, right? I can't think of one, unless I'm just forgetting something. I don't think there's a super high tier character right now that is sealing your Rising Rush. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe down the line it could be good, but right now it's not really doing much. 10% health? Dude, that should be like 50% health. You're healing 10. You have to have a full, like, you have to have your Rising Rush, right? The drawing a full hand of cards is really good. That is very good. Just drawing straight up 4 cards, that's really good. And then on Rising Rush activation, he gains a Dragon Ball, goes type neutral, and then cancels attribute downgrade / abnormal conditions. Yeah, this is not what we were looking for. It would have been nice. Here's what they should have. You know what they should have done on this? Here's how you make this character at least interesting. All they had to do was add 1 line. On Rising Rush activation, you just add 1 more bullet point here. You want to know what that bullet point is? Nullify endurance cannot be canceled. You know why? Because that synergizes really well with the main ability. You seal the opponent's, or you lock the opponent in, no switching. Pop the rush. Endurance nullification cannot be canceled. That, all of a sudden, now we're talking. But he's got no endurance null anywhere in here. So, This, I mean, the best part about the character, obviously, is the main. The fact that you lock the opponent in, and you could rush them. But they have to, number 1, not have a second life mechanic. They got to have no KO guard. You got to actually be able to kill them with the rush, which I don't really know if Nova's going to be able to. Yeah, again, this is not exactly what we were looking for in a Zenkai. And another thing to mention as well is they just spent this entire GT campaign, which, by the way, I actually thought they did a good job with this GT campaign. I think looking at where the GT team was prior to the start of this campaign and comparing it to where the team is now, I don't know how you can look at this campaign and say that they've done anything less of a great job in buffing the team, because the team is very good. But the team is blast, right? I mean, you have the Tag 4s, which are a strike character, but the core, I would say, main lineup of GT is blast. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, the Zenkai GT Spirit Bomb Goku, and then the Super Saiyan 3 Purple GT Goku. They're all blast characters, right? Technically, Spirit Bomb is more of a defensive character, but he leans more to being a blast character. So that's the team you're running. So, number 1, I don't know why they decided to Zenkai Nova Shenron, considering he's more of a strike character. And then number 2, he's not really Zenkai buffing anybody either, because there's not really like a super powerful yellow character you're going to be running with this character on the bench. So, kind of a question mark here, but we'll do a showcase regardless. I'm just not expecting the world from this guy. All right, let's go ahead and see if there's any surprises in the archive here. Wait, is there no... Here's the PvP equip. It's this Omega Shenron one. The Omega Shenron, yeah. I wonder if... I didn't actually look at this, but I wonder if Hydra's posted like the image for this on Twitter. And everyone's like, oh my god, it's Omega's unique equip is coming. Like, it's the PvP equip, yeah. All right, so 20% strike attack, 12% health, 10% strike, and then 15% of pure strike of this character is element yellow. It's good, but it's super specific. You have to be yellow for this? Why? You know what it should have just been? It should have just been Shadow Dragon Saga instead of yellow. Yellow. I mean, that's going to be good for, like, if, for example, if yellow Super Saiyan 4 Goku gets, like, a second unique equip, this could be pretty good on him. Other than that, I mean, like, yeah, Nova Shenron is going to want this, but sure. Is that it? Is that all we have this week? I assume so. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so this is this is definitely going to be a very quiet week. Yeah, that's it. There's nothing else. This is exactly what I said in the beginning of the video. I expect it's just Nova, Zenkai, and a PvP equip. You know, this reminds me of, this is basically this year's equivalent of the Legendary Week last year. That was just Red Tapion's Zenkai. That's what this is. It's the same thing. It's yellow Nova Shenron Zenkai. That's it. That's the whole week. So right now, we are, it is about to be September 17th, Wednesday, September 17th. So what I think will probably happen, actually, is I think there's actually a good chance that next week on the 24th might also be a dead week. It might also be a dead week. And the reason why I say this is because I think the next actual banner will be on the 30th. So we might not only have this week as a dead week, but next week could also be a dead week. But I think what will happen next week is I think it will be the introduction to whatever the next campaign is going to be. So next week will probably be free character plus potentially a unique equip or plus potentially a Zenkai Awakening. But I don't think there's going to be a new character next week in terms of a new banner. It's possible, but I think that banner will probably come out on the 30th, which is the last day of this month. That's historically how they've treated September. And I think the main reason why the release day for Purple Super Saiyan 3 Goku wasn't a regular day, because it was Friday, they kind of pushed it back a little bit later than what we were expecting. I think the reason why they did that is because they are planning on dropping the second character at the last day of the month. But we'll see. It's not a 0% chance the character could drop next week, but I just temper your expectations, because next week could also be kind of similar to what we saw this week. So kind of a quiet time here. This is not unusual. This happens every September, October. This is like what this time of the year is for the game. You know, it's just the way it is. But regardless, Nova Shenron Zenkai Awakening plus PvP reset. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.